I neglect my children, I'm anti-LGBTQIA+, I'm a Nazi, apparently I'm still considered to be a member of the KKK, I am unemployed, I groomed my wife.
I had to Google your ass, just to figure out a 5 in 5 Sigma main beats his kids.
Because this guy's, whoever it is not going to stop me from creating content. But you tell me that you're on your way to my house and you'll be here in 40 minutes with a gift, and I take you seriously. Pretty sure we already know who you are. Police are on their way. I'd love for you to show up with your gift. I dare you.
Gamin4Hope has become quite an infamous figure within the Overwatch community, even having breached containment at some point. Gamin4Hope is simply a man with aspirations of going pro in Overwatch. My first exposure to him was a shorts upload in which he stated his current rank and his plans for climbing and eventually competing in OWCS. My reaction, and I assume most people's reaction, was, that's kinda cool I guess. He's never gonna make it. However, some people, somewhat understandably, turn to mockery. As a player of his caliber, stating his intentions of going pro is, yes, a little laughable. This was further compounded by a series of unfortunate events which tarnished his reputation. Therefore, he has become a lolcow within the Overwatch community. Now, if you're unemployed, or go outside occasionally, a lolcow is just a person you can milk laughs from through mockery. Now, for an in-depth discussion of his controversies and this image, it's mostly just clips and pictures taken out of their context. His 6-month-old son crying in the middle of a game, an unfortunate frame taken out of a normal hand gesture. My heart goes out to you. A Patreon naming scheme which I do find somewhat suspicious. Maybe this guy is a Nazi.
No, bro.
I think the main thing, however, and the thing that quote-unquote justifies these prior mentioned accusations, is his take on pronouns.
I personally don't agree with the concept of gender fluidity, as I think God was very clear when he said that he created us both man and woman. However, for both Venture as a character in a video game and people that I know in my personal life, I will continue to go out of my way to be humble, kind, respectful, and loving to everyone I meet. That includes using preferred pronouns, even though I don't agree with the basis of their use.
To be honest, although I don't really agree with his points, his stance is neither that controversial nor morally unacceptable. It's an argument based on his religion and is one that many hold. I do disagree with his assertion and believe his arguments to be faulty, not just from an enlightened atheist point of view, but also a Christian one. I won't get too into it. This is not a theological video, but I do believe this to be yet another case of twisting scripture in an unnatural and forced manner to support an already held belief whilst ignoring the more prominent, more important, and transparent teachings of Christ held within the Second Testament. The real importance of this controversy is that it gives his tormentors a believed moral high ground for their internet justice. Let's be very clear here. The idea of justice on the internet is very malleable and perverse, and the sentence never really seems to fit the crime. Precisely because cancel culture is just an excuse to bully someone with a moral incentive. To be clear, I'm not trying to morally grandstand here. I too am an unemployed loser, a troll if you will. As stated previously, I do believe a lot of this bullying came about because of his pronoun comments. However, the main reason for the hatred bestowed upon him is just a part of a larger pattern. I have deducted that this is simply just another vicious case of plat-on-plat crime. I really did mean it when I said I'm no better than you. However, Gamin4Hope is not the lolcow here. He is not my golden lol calf. You are. Have you seen the ContraPoints video, Cringe? I find the discussion of Christian, the perhaps first and the ultimate lolcow, to be very intriguing. He has amassed a cult of personality made entirely up of people who troll him. What's surprising about some of these people is their sheer obsession and hatred of this one man, and what I find most interesting is that they are, more often than not, just like him, perhaps even worse. From my time observing Overwatch Twitter, I have concluded that metal rank players have a real crabs in the bucket type mentality. Golden plat players will seriously argue that Diamond and Masters are easy ranks. They will tear to shreds gameplay from players far better and higher ranked than themselves. This brings us back to Gamin4Hope. Gamin4Hope is just a punching bag for similar ranked players who are also trying to climb. Hard-stuck plat players put their own insecurities about their mediocrity and inability to improve onto Gamin4Hope. What I find particularly funny about this is that Gamin4Hope is improving. He's climbing in the ranks. To be clear, it's at a snail's pace. However, he is improving. This is funny to me because although there are metal rank players who grind Overwatch day in, day out, they stay their rank for years, despite wanting to and trying to rank up. This is due to these people being inherently incurious players who are unable to analyze their own gameplay and are unwilling to improve, instead blaming outside factors for their stagnation. If you are a healer, your tank is trash every game. If you're a DPS, your healers are trash every game. And if you're a tank player, you ain't white boy. You ain't. Insecure noobs who have been stuck the same rank for years can join the crowd, point and laugh, and take refuge in the fact that at least I'm not like him. This gets slightly awkward when he climbs past you. I think this cope can be clearly observed with a comment I took from one of his very many hate videos on YouTube.
This guy was playing Ring Around the Rosie with that Zen in Timbuktu and said, "Yep, forced out," when the Zen popped his ult like it changed anything, lol. How is this guy mid-diamond and I'm stuck in mid-plat?
I'm sure many of you who felt targeted by this video are currently scurrying over to the comments to either make excuses for yourself or to call me a trash-ass noob. Please do. I need the engagement. Also, just so I take notice, make sure to rewrite the message on my donations page. I do have a bit of consolation to offer. No one is impressed with your Overwatch ability. Even if you're really good, do something that you actually enjoy. A hobby which actually bears fruit. Entertainment you actually find fun. Take a walk. Play some sports. Or join me in the lanes.